All right, we are in New Hampshire, preparing to board the cog train to the top of Mount Washington. That little engine, biodiesel, is gonna push our car all the way up to the summit.
Very top of it, and the Jewel Trail running along that ridge that's blocking most of our view of Jefferson right now. But for a good thing.
And we had great weather, and the views from the top were indeed absolutely spectacular. The kids all stood in line above the visitor center to get a picture at the summit.
I was there yesterday.
And after an hour at the summit, the trains come back up to get you. Hey boys, what happened to your seat there?
It slipped.
Yeah, they took the back of the seat that was over on that side on the way up,
Guys, it slipped. It's supposed to flip that way.
and they flipped it back, so now we are going to be facing the engine on the way down. No, you can't sit back. And the seats themselves are actually pitched because of how steep the grade is. And there are some steep parts where you can stand straight up and down, but look like you're leaning quite a bit. And there's even a building that has a level line marked on it, and it totally doesn't look level when you drive by. And it turns out the whole ride down, we were not connected to the engine. It was just resting up against it. And the brakeman sat in the back and made sure if we separated that the car, which has its own brakes, would stop, even if the engine kept going. And on the way back, we stopped at a beautiful little waterfall that some folks used as a swimming hole. What do you think about the scenery here, Joey?
Dangerous, you're making me sleep. I play that about 8.
And then we're off to more destinations in New Hampshire. Plans to go to the Skowhegan State Fair were almost foiled by an incoming rainstorm, and Joey waking up with his stomach paralysis. But, as usual, that cleared up around noon, and there was a Walmart right next to the State Fair, so we picked up some umbrellas and decided we were gonna go anyway. We are getting ready for the horse pulling event here. Joey, what do you have? Fried dough, how is it? What do you want to show me, Joey? Is that your favorite bunny?
Yeah. Only the other puppies.
Okay, team. What's the verdict on the Skowhegan State Fair?
Great.
It's fun.
It's good.
I'm kind of glad we came in the rain since the rain was not that only affected the rides and the crowds.
And when we got to our next destination in Maine, it was raining. So we attempted to stall by going to the mall, and I underwhelmed my children with my Fruit Ninja skills. But we got some tickets and enjoyed the arcade. Well, we tried to stall at the mall, but the rain did not abate, so we have a rainy day camper set up. We had no big plans for Bangor, Maine, which was good because it rained pretty much the whole time. We enjoyed a presentation at the planetarium and then came back to their pavilion and played another round of our board game. All right, team, where are we headed today?
Canada.
Prince Edward Island.
Prince Edward Island in Canada. We will see if they let us in. We got a great start this morning, And we hope to arrive at the border when we told the Canadian government we would get there. Well, they let us in. Where are we now, kiddos? You gotta say it louder.
Traversing Falls in Canada.
We are definitely at Traversing Falls. This is the St. John River, and it is flowing powerfully out into the Bay of Fundy, well past that bridge. But twice a day when the tide rises, it's just starting to rise now, the tide actually pushes the river back upstream. You can see the high water mark. So we made it to Cavendish, just finished up dinner. We're here in Canada. They did indeed let us in. Updating bad things bingo, what have we picked up?
Someone gets sick with Joey.
Yeah.
And item left behind. We left behind the mat that we usually have in front of the door in the end of it.
And that is going to stay in Bangor, Maine forever. What do you think, Joey? You like this, KOA? What are they working on over there at the pavilion?
Animal.
Carnival. About an hour, we'll check it out.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Are you sure?
That's good. Do that again.
How'd we do?
We got a stick in a...
Stick in a jar? All right. And we have now made it to our next national park, Prince Edward Island National Park. And Thomas built a sandcastle and is now relocating it because the tide's coming in. Did we check something off there, Jenny?
Yes.
What did we get?
Somebody lost a shoe.
Who lost a shoe?
I did.
What happened?
My shoes were, my water shoes were packed full of dirt. So I was walking along the boardwalks at the beach we just went to, and I dropped one. Tried to
Over
get
the
all
railing.
dirt off it.
14 feet down into a national park. And it went into the reeds and we never saw it again. And as fun as the KOA and the beaches all were, the real reason we came to Prince Edward Island was for the Anne of Green Gables heritage sites. So we visited one and the kids were immediately drawn to the Lego recreation of Green Gables. Jenny, which cover's your favorite? The French version. Very nice. I find the Serbian very interesting. And of course, Anne of Green Gables is a fictitious character, but L.M. Montgomery was inspired to create Green Gables from visits to relatives of hers, and their house has been preserved and recreated in true Anne style with a cheesecloth on the crock and some strawberry cordial in the hutch. And then we took a stroll down the area that L.M. Montgomery referred to as Lover's Lane in her journals. And my daughter, with braids in her hair, got the balance across the creek. We are on the beach at Basin Head Provincial Park, where Joey has taken up his shoreline. But the kids found a sandbar out there, and they're who knows how far out, but only up to their knees. And I don't know if the tide's going in or out. In the evening, we went to the Lake of Shining Waters and walked out on the boardwalk. And we even got to see a muskrat working his way through the water, among other wildlife. And we finally made it out to the sunset. Bedrock and sunset and ocean. Last evening in Canada. What do you think, Thomas?
Good.
Jenny, what happened on the way back to camp?
Well, we were almost back to camp and we were driving by a field, and then Mom said, "Stop, look." And we looked, and there was a red fox hunting for mice in the field. And we saw it pounce, and we saw it grab something, and then it got towards the edge of the field, and this weird black blob thing joined it. And we were trying to decide what that black blob thing was. Then it finally ran across the road, and we came to the general consensus that it was a porcupine. We saw a porcupine and a red fox meet in the wild.
Of course, we couldn't leave Canada without hitting Tim Hortons, where Titus ordered a Boston cream. That seems like sacrilege. But they must have known I was coming because they have a peanut butter cheesecake. Is that what I've been looking at here? Mm-hmm. Pretty awesome. And while I won't miss attempting to drive in kilometers per hour, I will miss the wildly entertaining infographics on the road signs. Restaurants have tea. Breakfast involves hard-boiled egg cups.